Welcome to Larry Reidy's America and our journey to the 250th anniversary of the United States. Today, we turn to 1836, a year of war, politics, expansion, and innovation. From the Alamo to new states entering the Union, this year showcased the drama and dynamicism of young Americans. 1836 is forever remembered for the Battle of the Alamo. In February and March, a small group of Texan defenders held off the Mexican army under General Santa Anna. Though the Alamo fell on March 6th, with the deaths of heroes like Davy Crockett and Jim Bowie, the rallying cry, "Remember the Alamo," inspired Texians to eventually win independence at the Battle of San Jacinto in April. The Republic of Texas was born, and the United States closely watched its development. Andrew Jackson's second term was ending, and his chosen successor, Martin Van Buren, ran for president. Van Buren, a skilled politician, faced multiple Whig candidates in a divided field. In November 1836, Van Buren won the presidency, promising to continue Jacksonian policies. His victory marked the durability of Jackson's Democratic Party. In June 1836, Arkansas was admitted as the 25th state. Like many frontier states, it entered as a slave state, balancing Michigan's pending admission as a free state. This kept a delicate sectional balance in Congress, but foreshadowed the growing conflict over slavery expansion. The policy of Indian removal pressed forward in 1836. In Alabama and Georgia, the Muskogee, or Creek, were forcibly removed from their lands. Violence broke out as Creek resistance was crushed. This continued the tragic pattern begun with the Cherokee Treaty of New Ocheta in 1835, and the growing displacement that would culminate in a Trail of Tears. The Seminole people in Florida fiercely resisted its removal. After the Dade Massacre of 1835, fighting intensified in 1836. Guerrilla tactics, swamps, and difficult terrain made the conflict brutal and costly for the U.S. Army. The war would drag on for years, become the longest and most expensive of the Indian Wars. 1836 saw louder debates over slavery. The gag rule was introduced in Congress, automatically tabling anti-slavery petitions without debate. Abolitionists like William Lloyd Garrison and the Grimke sisters refused to be silenced, fueling the anger of Northerners. In the South, defenses of slavery grew more entrenched. The widening divide was unmistakable. America continued its march of progress. Samuel Colt received his first patent for a revolver in 1836, revolutionizing the field of weaponry. Railroads expanded rapidly, with lines in the Northeast and Midwest cutting travel times. Telegraph experiments by Samuel Morse promised instant communication across distances, though the first full demonstration was still a few years away. Cities like New York, Philadelphia, and Boston experienced significant growth with the arrival of Irish and German immigrants. These newcomers often faced hostility but filled essential labor roles. In New York, the construction of parks, theaters, and new housing reflected the dynamicism of city life, though overcrowding and poor sanitation also brought problems. For most Americans, life was still agricultural. Farmers in the Midwest expanded into new territories while southern plantations relied heavily on enslaved labor. Families read newspapers by candlelight, listened to political debates, and attended church regularly. Despite hardships, optimism about the country's future remained strong. By 1836, the United States was stretching outward in every direction, west into Texas, south into Florida, and deeper into Native American homelands. The spirit of expansion energized many, but it also deepened moral and political conflicts that could not be ignored forever. Well, that's an interesting year again. The flaws: harsh enforcement of Indian removal with violence against the Creek and Seminoles. The gag rule suppresses free speech in Congress. Ongoing sectional tensions over slavery. Rising violence and instability in expansionist conflicts. Well, 1836 was a year of inspiration and tragedy. The heroism of the Alamo and the growth of new states stirred American pride, but the brutal treatment of native peoples, the silencing of abolitionists, and the fragility of political balance revealed deep flaws in the American system. Well, the people in the know gave this a C, 1836, a C rating. And as much as I hate the Indian conflict and such, there's a couple of really good things happened that year. First of all, the Battle of Alamo, which resulted in Texas being free from the Mexicans and eventually becoming a state. And Samuel Colt's revolver, just phenomenal. I mean, today, Colts are still some of the most treasured guns, and I have several of them. Well, anyway, let's close this out. That was 1836, a year of sacrifice at the Alamo, expansion into Arkansas, and hardening divisions at home. It reminds us that the march of progress often came with the pain of injustice. Next time, we'll continue to trace Americans' path, one year at a time, on our journey to 2026. Until then, this is Larry Reidy's America. Thank you for listening. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. And I will talk to you on the next podcast.